EOR versus PEO in 5 minutes. What's the difference and which one do you need? You've just found the perfect person for your team. Problem is, they're in another country. You want to hire them properly, compliantly, without spending 6 months setting up a legal entity abroad. So you start searching, and 2 terms keep coming up, EOR and PEO. They sound similar. They're not the same, and choosing the wrong one can cost you in fines, delays, and headaches you really don't need. We've helped hundreds of companies navigate exactly this decision. So let's sort it out in 5 minutes. EOR stands for Employer of Record. Here's the simplest way to think about it. You want to hire someone in Germany, but you don't have a German company. You don't have a German bank account, a German payroll system, or a German employment contract. An employer of record already has all of that. The EOR becomes the legal employer of your hire. On paper, they handle payroll, taxes, benefits, and local compliance in every country they operate. But, and this is the important part, your hire still works for you. Day to day, they're on your team, doing your work, reporting to you. The EOR just handles everything that requires a legal presence in that country. It's fast. A good EOR can have someone legally employed and on payroll in a new country in as little as 24 to 48 hours. No entity setup, no local lawyers, no 6-month wait. Just your person in their country, hired properly from day one. Now, PEO, Professional Employer Organization. A PEO is different in one critical way. With a PEO, you already have a legal entity in the country where you're hiring. The PEO then co-employs your staff alongside you, sharing the employer responsibilities. Think of it like a joint venture for employment. You bring the entity, the PEO brings the HR infrastructure, the payroll system, the compliance expertise. Together, you manage the employee. PEOs are common in the United States, where the co-employment model is well established and legally straightforward. But outside the US, the picture gets complicated. Co-employment isn't legally recognized in many countries. Germany, France, the Netherlands, Brazil. These markets don't have a framework for it, which means if you're a UK or European company hiring globally across multiple markets, a PEO often can't help you. Not compliantly, anyway. So let's put them side by side. Do you need your own legal entity in the country? With an EOR, no. The EOR already has one. With a PEO, yes. You need to have set one up first. Where does it work? EOR, globally. Any country the provider operates in. PEO, primarily in the US or markets with co-employment frameworks. How fast can you hire? EOR, typically 24 to 72 hours. PEO, entity set up first, which can take weeks or months. Who carries the compliance risk? EOR. The EOR does. They're the legal employer. PEO, it's shared between you and the PEO. Best for? EOR, companies expanding internationally for the first time or scaling fast across multiple countries. PEO, established companies with existing entities who want HR admin support. The human expert difference. One more thing, and this matters more than most providers will admit. Not all EORs are the same. Some are software platforms. You submit a ticket, you wait. You might get a response in 72 hours. When something complex happens, a termination in Brazil, a tax dispute in Germany, you're in a queue. At Teamed, every client has a named account manager, a real person with expertise in the specific countries where you're hiring. Not a chatbot, not a shared inbox, someone who knows your business, knows your team, and picks up the phone. Because when global employment gets complicated, and sometimes it does, that's exactly what you need. So, to recap, if you're hiring internationally for the first time and don't have an entity in that country, you need an EOR. If you already have a legal entity and need HR co-management support, a PEO might fit. And if you want an EOR that gives you a real human expert, not just a platform, that's what Teamed is built for. We've helped companies hire in over 150 countries, from fast-scaling startups to global enterprises. If you're ready to make your first international hire, or just want someone to talk it through, visit teamed.global and book a free consultation. No obligation, just clarity. And if you found this useful, subscribe. We publish a new guide every week for founders and HR leaders navigating global hiring. We'll see you in the next one.